I saw you dancing from up against the wall. Mama, you had it all. I felt like a bullet in a loaded gun. Mama, you were the one. I wish you well. I wish you the best. You went out west, I couldn't rest, 'cause mama, you were the best. No matter what I do, you always linger, and I'll come home to you. I wish you well, I wish you well, I wish you the best. Like we done, love was a band where love begun, and I hope you find what it is you seek, and when you find it, I hope it keeps. I wish you well, I wish you the best. I saw you dancing from up against the wall. Mama, you had it all. I felt like a bullet in a loaded gun. Mama, you were the one. You were the one. I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish you the best.
Welcome everybody live from the Dutch Hall. We are Canada's only late night talk show and the greatest podcast to ever come out of a pool shed in Pine Grove, Ontario.
Yeah, we are.
And I believe we are that way because we have the greatest band in Canadian late night history, the Nocturnal Emissions. This week comprised of a super group of all super groups, because not only do we have our band leader Michael Bow on his birthday,
Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
we took all the work away from him.
Perfect.
Sure, there's Steve the Reluctant German on lead guitar, right? Sure, there's Whiskey Wes Hagens playing the balls of the Nocturnal Emissions. But Mike, it's your birthday.
Ooh,
Take the week off.
I will.
What we're gonna do is replace your acoustic guitar and vocals with a 5-piece band, one of the greatest we have to offer in Norfolk County. Diesel Dog is here tonight, folks.
Sounded good to me.
And of course, we always have my brother, our director, a bartender of sorts. Today he's actually slung drinks.
A man of all trades.
Paul Van Dyke is here. Let's hear it for Paulie. And there's only one more person. I think I have to do it this time, Paul, because yours is too quiet. I'm going to do it. And there's only one last guy to
Who's
introduce.
that, Peter?
That's the host of this show, two-time President's Club Award winner, technical lead, Pete Van Bay.
All right, Peter. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
That's high tempo.
Yeah, we
That's
were
how
rocking out, so Paul's mic wasn't loud enough.
Yeah, I know. That's what it was. Because you're on a
You're the technical lead.
yeah.
Tonight.
Paul's got a real bassy voice, and I like it tonight. We're gonna keep him. We're gonna keep him. I can throw in Norpack at any
The
time.
beef people.
Ooh, it's like sounding from a cave.
It is.
Yeah, there's not too many of these shows we get to do on special occasions. And I said that, Paul, you know, your microphone is set up for a special occasion, right? We wanted you, if you're going, because on a special occasion like Michael Bowe's birthday, every time we bring up Norpack,
The beef people.
yeah, we want it to be memorable, right? Because
Wanna-
Micah, you
want
love
to drive
Norpack
it deep?
beef.
I do. They're near. Actually, they sponsor my relationship. I'm not kidding.
Really? Yeah, they
Yeah.
got you married, right?
They did.
He
Put it
hooked you
together.
up.
He and she, brother and sister,
They-
brought the two forces of the Dutch Empire together.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding.
So
It's a
not
true
only
love
do they,
story.
not only does Norpack
The beef people.
serve like delicious beef, but they also are like matchmakers.
They're matchmakers.
Wow,
Really worked out.
that's great service.
Yep.
If you are hungry and you're lonely, go to Norpack.
The beef people.
That's good. Start off with a commercial and it's out of the way.
There you go.
And Michael, we did say it's your birthday today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and normally on people's birthdays, you know, we have a whole show dedicated to them. This year's no exception for you, Michael. Of course, this is all for you.
Okay.
We got Diesel Dog in here today.
Brought a band in for me.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
all for you, right? So you must feel special.
I do. I'm giddy.
Now, what you're here at the Dutch Hall on your birthday,
Mm-hmm.
not with your lovely fiance.
I was with her today
You were with her
during the
today.
day.
Has she treated you well today?
Oh yes.
Okay, that's all I have to ask.
Let's just.
I
say,
really don't want to.
Good day.
It was a nice day.
Nice day.
That's good.
Lots
That's-
of nice talks and holding hands.
She's a lady. You know what's going to happen on your birthday next year? Assuming you're going to be married. When are you going to be married? Next year? Are you
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah. Next year.
married? Your next birthday, you'll be married, right?
It will be.
Yeah. So your next birthday, you're getting laid, buddy.
Thank fucking God. It's
You
about
are
time.
getting laid.
It hurts right now.
I'm telling you, you're going to have a great time next week. I've had 20 birthdays with my wife, and I tell you, I've got laid almost 60% of them.
I'm looking so forward to it. I don't know what it's like.
What?
I don't know what it's like.
Oh, when you put your penis right inside there?
I can't.
It's like magic. It's like magic. It's really good, Michael. When you're married, you'll understand the splendors of grown-up love.
That's
it's
what
one-
everybody's talking about, eh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's great. Oh, yeah. You wouldn't believe it. You think my wife's real nice, but you should see what she does to me in the bedroom. It's great. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'll have to find out some tricks later. Tips.
That's how babies are made, Mike.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you put it right inside her.
Jeez. So much for the stork.
Yeah, your parents were lying to you. They're full of shit. the Easter Bunny too, eh? Sorry about that, buddy. My kids figured that out when they were 3. They figured out the Easter Bunny was a fraud.
Really?
Yeah, she said to me, my daughter said to me, Santa Claus I get, right? He's a man, but a bunny? Yeah, that's what she said when she was 3. But a bunny? She did.
Already knew.
Yeah, that's horse shit, you know? I'm not going to lie to you.
Smart kid.
Anyways, we actually are very lucky to have in Diesel Dog today. And I'm pretty excited because, number one, they're a huge band. It's like, and they're really good. But number 2, we got a new format today, and the band came up with it when we were talking pre-show. We were saying, how many songs are you doing? Now, normally on Live from the Dutch Hall, we will have a band in. We will play a cover song, usually for an opener, and then we'll let them do one song, especially if they're not that good. If they're not like, you know.
We don't like them that much.
And then sometimes we'll play a song out because we have a good time, right? So like 3 songs is like pretty much standard fare.
Yep.
2 songs is usually if you don't make the couch, like Johnny Carson in the old days, you know, like well, if you don't get to play, we just play theme song out and you're a band, you know, you probably didn't do that good. And then, but you guys are going to break new ground on Live from the Dutch Hall. you've decided as a 5-piece band to go with 5 of your songs. Now, the opener we played was one of the 5 songs. Now, who's
No,
who's
it wasn't actually.
It wasn't?
It wasn't.
Oh, so 6 songs.
So
Okay.
it could be 6 songs. We're
could be 6
forcing
songs.
our way.
There's
to
no
This
more
is
than four
historic. This is historic. We have never gone this far. This is like tripling our best, you know. So okay, we're going 6 songs, right? So
Yeah, well,
each one of the band members, I love it. There's no rules. It's live from the Dutch Hall. So we go 6 songs. So each one of the band members from here on in on the show is going to pick 1 song each, and if you guys are so lucky as to get first pick, obviously you get your song. But if you don't get first pick, then there's a chance someone might have stolen your song, and you're gonna have to pick a lesser song, right?
Yeah.
So if that happens, tough shit. You know, it's gonna happen to you.
yeah.
But
It's life.
you're allowed to say, express your concern when the other person chooses their song.
Yeah.
And then
You want the drama.
yeah, I like the
looking for the
drama.
drama, yeah.
I like the inner bickering amongst you fellas.
Yeah, it's
If it comes to blows, if I see blood or anything like that, it's great for ratings.
Okay.
We're on YouTube, you know, like let it happen, you know.
it's,
If you that bass instrument in particular looks like it could be really deadly, I think that's something that
Nice tight butt
Ike's,
end on it.
Ike's got a lot of bottled up anger. He does, and just don't even press him because he will
if I had to,
hurt you with that thing.
is that true? Is it Ike's the wild card?
He
This-
is. He is. He comes off as subtle, but what you just it's a volcano waiting to go off.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
what the impression I got since the very
He's ready to
beginning. It
go.
was like there was an underlying tension,
You
like
watch for the quiet guy.
yeah,
Always.
Like he seems like he's like probably has like he's gentle with like kittens.
No,
But,
not really. Actually,
no?
From what I've seen, I've known him for over a quarter century. He's not really gentle with kittens.
He's not gentle with kittens.
So
Oh, well, I'm going to learn a lot about Ike tonight, I think. And
Ike doesn't have a mic.
Ike doesn't have a mic.
He's a dog guy.
Ike's a dog guy. Oh, okay, he would murder
no,
a
he's
cat.
just he doesn't like animals at all.
Oh.
That's
He
pretty
likes to
much
eat
his-
them. He likes to eat them.
Yeah, he likes meat.
Don't say he doesn't like animals. He loves
They're
animals.
delicious.
Yeah,
Those are
delicious.
cooked.
I like to chase them down, choke
What's wrong
them,
with that?
and then eat them while they're still warm.
Real good.
Yeah, no problem, no big deal. That's Ike for you. And so, so let's just start. I want to start with this. The first pick, we got to start out of the gate hard. I'm going to say we're going to start out of the gate hard. We're going to go with Ike. He doesn't have a microphone, but let's relay a telephone message from Ike through the band to find out what his first pick is, because we wrote him first.
Pictures.
Pictures on the wall.
Pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
And is there a story behind it?
I wrote the song about my kids, kind of, and yeah, about my.
It's a good song.
There's one right there.
It's a good song.
Not
yeah.
one of the. He's actually not in the song. I wrote about 2 of the
Not
other
this one.
kids.
Not this one.
I have a song with him in it that we're probably not going to play tonight, but
Can you just stare at each other when the
yeah. This is my son Willow, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
22 years old.
This was, but you were. I should introduce the band before we play your first song. Would you mind doing it for me?
Yeah, I'm Ryan.
Uh,
Ryan from
Ryan, right
Simcoe.
Ryan like
Right
Cher.
on. Awesome.
Ryan from Simcoe.
He doesn't like to say his last name
This
too
is
often.
Doug.
This is Doug.
Willow.
Right here.
We all know Ike. He's the meat eater.
Yeah.
And Bon Scott. Ricky New on the drums.
And how long you guys all been playing together?
20 years.
20
More than 20 years, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And how many different incarnations of Diesel Dog has happened?
Well, the 3 of us have played together since Willow was born.
Yeah.
And Ricky's been playing with us for 12, 13 years. Before that, we had Jay Lingard on the drums.
Oh yeah.
You know Jay?
No,
probably?
Ricky. Yeah, Ricky's been with us since 01.
15 years,
15,
16 years.
16
Yeah, I
years.
don't even know, man. Time
Yeah,
flies,
so
right?
20 years average,
Yeah.
let's say. But
Yeah.
as old as he is.
Yeah, since he was born or before.
And when did Willow join the group?
Started playing trombone with us about
3-4 years ago.
3-4 years ago. And
Yeah.
yeah, and then we decided to do the acoustic format. And we told Willow to learn how to play the mandolin last year, and he said, okay. And so he's been playing mandolin for less than a year.
Yeah,
Oh, is that
it's
right?
good.
Yeah, that's
It's
awesome.
good. It's working good.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, my daughter's got a propensity for instruments as well, and it's like it's remarkable, you know, that how quickly she picks it up, and I can't believe how she takes it. She doesn't understand that it's not everyone can do that, you know.
Yeah.
Like I look at her with awe and amazement, but she's like, you know, like there's way better clarinet players or trumpet players or whatever than I am. But but you play trumpet, clarinet, everything, you know, like. Yeah, how can you do all those things? It's amazing, but she thinks of it as like everyone should be able to do that, and I'm not that good, right?
If you got the knack, you got the knack, right?
Yeah, I find that. Do you find that people like the more talented you are, like sometimes that if you're really talented, like the really talented people, maybe it seems so easy to them that they then don't appreciate that it's a gift because it seems easy to them.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm sure that's
where then they wouldn't
byproduct of genius. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is, eh? Like that they don't see their own gifts, like what they're offering people. I'm talking through Willow's head to you. Yeah, I have to imagine what you look like. But they're, but yeah, like I think that probably the better you are, the more you probably don't see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like like they wrap up everything good in a riddle, so you can't find it. You know, in life.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the song by Diesel Dog is what again?
Pictures on the Wall.
Pictures on the Wall.
Here we go.
It's Ike's pick. Let's hear it.
Oh, Eli went with Grandma on a train ride to Niagara. Put a copy in a letter. Put a copy in a letter. And Grandma took a picture with her Instamatic camera. She put a copy in a letter. I hung it on the wall. Oh, I like to remember old pictures on the wall. Friendly smiling faces, long remembered spaces, make me feel at home. Oh, a little less unknown. And Lily likes to party. Oh, she's a one-man army. She likes hula hoops and Smarties, winning goldfish from the carnies. She likes asking questions and she always knows the answer. She wants to be a dancer like her older sister did. She was just a little kid. Oh, pictures on the wall, friendly smiling faces, long remembered spaces, make me feel at home. Oh, a little less unknown. And memories, they're priceless. There's something to believe in through the loving and the leaving and in the going home. I'm gonna miss you when you're gone. Oh, them pictures on the wall, friendly smiling faces, long remembered spaces, making me feel at home.
That's all right. Yeah. You can definitely tell that there's a lot of time together, right? Like your voices meld so well together. It's like one voice. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like,
Sometimes.
did that happen off the hop? Did you find that immediately?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
little
been
bit.
pretty easy.
But you guys switch harmonies, right? Like
Yeah, it's,
on the other
it's not,
song, it was the other way around.
It's not
Yeah, oh, yeah,
conventional.
yeah.
So
It's
cool.
not conventional at
Yeah,
all.
it
It's
was-
just it's how long we've had to work out the weird idiosyncratic way that we do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Really
follow any conventional rules at all.
Neither of us have very high voices. Like
You know,
both
we got
have-
the same range,
so
so
it's
we've
like
learned how to work
kinda
around
have
each
Yeah,
other.
it's really nice.
Yeah. Cool.
So how do you guys know each other?
Well,
The- I know you birthed. He's the fruit of your loins.
Yeah.
I'm well aware of that. But the three original guys that how'd you guys meet?
Well, we all went to high school in Norfolk, and
What high school?
Ike and I went to Simcoe Composite.
I was a Dover kid.
Drink.
Dover.
Yeah.
Old Dover, right?
Heathen. Bit of a heathen.
Old Dover, yeah.
Yeah, hippies and fishermen, Dover.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Before all the yuppies moved in.
Hippies and fishermen.
Original Dover.
It's true.
Yeah, that's when Dover was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still there. It's still there, but you got to
Not
look
really.
for it.
Not really. No. I'm not looking for it.
It breaks my heart though. Yeah, Dover used to be cool.
I like Dover. I still like Dover.
You still like Dover?
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh, it's better than Simcoe. Let's face it.
If we have to rank them,
I'm
which
not-
let's just
wanna
rank
We
say
should
them.
rank
Let's
all
get into
the
the top
towns
five.
in Norfolk County.
We can all agree Cortland's the worst.
I fucking love Cortland.
I'm just kidding. I'm just picking on Cortland.
I like Cortland. Cortland's good. Cortland's cool.
There are people out there that listen to this show and drink every time they hear a Norfolk reference, right?
Nice.
So that's what I'm hoping, that they'll get real drunk from this show.
Yeah, so we're looking for the hamlet that you're from.
I used to live in Nixon.
There you go.
I grew up in Nixon.
Nailed it.
Ah, Nixon.
Yeah. Drink up, bitches.
Airport, eh? Could fly home.
Nice brewery there now.
I love that brewery. That's my old school. It was surreal going in there and like getting drunk with my buddy one day in one of the classrooms in the school. It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a band from that place or not, but I might be.
It's good
I'm
beer.
a-
It's good beer.
I'm a,
Limburg.
beer,
They're
yes.
Limburg.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Limburg. They're
last time-
blonde. Their blonde is really good.
It
It's
is
nice.
good,
It's
yeah.
a great
He's good
fucking
looking.
beer. She's tasty.
good tasting.
Yeah.
yeah. Last time I was there, the lady that owns the place said, last time you performed here. No, she goes, the first time you performed here, I loved it. That's when you guys came with me.
Well, that's why.
And the second time, she said she did not like it at all.
Ooh.
She said it was terrible. And I was like, well, why? And she's, because it was too dirty. She thought it was too dirty.
Yeah.
Because people walk because the show was too dirty. And then I thought that the tight-ass people left. And then I told a joke about squirting afterwards. And it turns out that there was still a lot of tight-ass people still there.
Oh yeah.
So,
There's too many of them out there still.
Yeah, it turns out the squirting joke was a bad move. It may have ended my career at New Limburg Brewery.
Oh well. I got more respect for you now.
Oh, really?
Since I heard that. Yeah.
It was a work in progress too. It was just a joke I was working on, so I threw it out there, and I still stand by it. It's a good joke. It's a good joke.
Just not Nixon.
Just
Just
not a
not-
Nixon
they
joke.
don't
It's
like
not a
it
Nixon joke. No.
It's a no-fly zone.
That thing works in Dunville. You would not believe how good that thing
They
works
love
in
it like
Dunville.
that,
Yeah, they
yeah.
love it there.
Yeah. Drink up.
So Simcoe is the worst. Then Dover. And then I'd go Langton. Nah, Delhi's cool. Man. Cool as shit.
I don't like now. I won't even. No opinion on Delhi at all.
Oh, Delhi's the best.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. You know what? You think you know a town, but you only know like 1,000 people at the most in your town. You know, like and that's a lot. You might only know 200. You know, and then the rest of there's like thousands of people in your town. The rest of them you don't know, and there's a good chance they're a bunch of idiots, right? And if other people only ran into those idiots, then they have a low opinion of your town. But if they ran into the cool people, then you would probably have a good opinion of the town, right?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's where it is anywhere in the world you go. Because I've been to places where you just, like where you think the people would be not the same as us, but then you meet the people and they're the same as us.
Well, there's assholes everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
That's why stereotypes are bad. Because they're never right, but they are fun. And we played a game last week that was a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time. And we have a guy on the show, Dave Charters, who's not here today, and he's supposed to be in the band.
He's an asshole.
Fuck that guy.
He's down in the States right now filming butt cracks. Is that what he's doing? He sent a picture of a guy's butt crack, and I assume that's what his mission is over there, to look down people's pants, is their track pants, as it turns out. And but Charters is not here. I forget where my point was now.
there's assholes everywhere.
Assholes everywhere. Yeah.
We have one that usually comes to Dutch Hall.
That wasn't it. That wasn't it.
So that worked though. That would totally work.
It did work though. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
such a
just-
dick. Just an excuse to bring it up that Charters is a cock. I forget. No, honestly, there was a
Okay.
point there.
Okay. He is a cock.
Anyways,
Hope you're watching, buddy.
oh yeah, he'll
He
watch.
will
He's too vain. He wants to know what he was going to say about him.
Fuck you, Charters.
Oh, Charters.
I want to know him now. I want to meet this guy. He's a cock.
Oh yeah, he's the worst. You know, every our one sponsor, Clean Flow, every time they send us money, they write on the check, "Fuck Charters." That's a sponsor of the show. He's hated by everyone, and yet people they do it lovingly. They lovingly hate him. We had "Fuck Charters" lighters we sold as merch. They're gone. They're the only thing we sold out of. Yeah.
I think like every group or team or whatever it is needs a charter. Like you need that guy.
Oh, I know what it was.
Yeah.
I got it back again.
What'd you get?
We were talking about the stereotype game.
There you go.
Charters works at a very fancy place that we had to bleep out last week because I said it on air for the first time ever. But he's like a bigwig of some fancy corporate bullshit place.
The master of industry.
Master of industry.
He's a white hat.
Yeah, I don't want to give away too much.
Sounds like a dick.
Yeah.
Cock. He's a cock.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it sounds
They
like
both
it.
work.
Yeah. And so I asked him, will you play a positive stereotype game? Will you, like, if I give you a race or an ethnicity or a sexual orientation or a religious denomination or whatever, you would give me a positive stereotype about those people. And he says, no, he can't do it because he could lose his job over giving a positive stereotype about something. So then I went to Michael, who's a farmer. He grows tobacco. I said, Michael, can you say a positive stereotype? And he says, sure, I can. And he just went through in the litany of them. I can do it right now to him. Michael?
Sure.
Let's talk about the Chinese.
Yeah, I already said last week. They're good in small spaces. And they're also excellent with technology. I'll go with another. We asked last week, so I cheated on
Oh,
one.
I'm sorry. I didn't know
It's
I
okay.
asked that last week. Did I ask about the Indians last week?
No, you did not.
I mean, Indians. I wouldn't refer to the Native Americans.
Well,
as
that's
such.
what I didn't know. I didn't know where you were going with that
Of course I didn't.
one. I didn't.
But let's go with the Indians from India.
Indians from India.
Yeah.
Positive stereotype. Let's go with good with carpets.
I like it.
Yep.
Good with carpets. I had never heard that about him, but now I'll always think that when I see an Indian
That's
fella,
what they're good with.
that he's really good with carpets. See, you learn something every day.
Hey, that's the
Now,
game.
how about the Native Americans?
The Native Americans. I actually am a big fan of the Native Americans. They enjoy what I produce. Good at smoking.
Good at smoking. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
Yeah, see? And that's a positive
Also
game.
trading.
And now all those people that listen, like if an Indian guy's listening, he's like, I didn't even know I was good at carpets. I hadn't tried carpets before. He might go out and try it.
Yeah.
Be a dynamo in the industry, the carpet industry. I never even.
Just seems like I just know what it is.
I heard that they had good food. You know, I heard they were good at tech support, but I'd never heard good at carpets until today. So,
Tech support. It's true.
but this is great. That. So, guys, that's a good lead into the second song. I'm going to go around the room. We're going to go right to the drummer. We're going to go to Garnet. I forgot your name already.
Bond.
You don't know it because he didn't tell you.
Oh, he said Bond.
Ricky knew. It's Ricky,
Ricky,
knew.
Ricky.
Ricky knew.
Ricky knew. Ricky knew. What song will you pick for Diesel Dog?
Drunk on a Monday.
Okay.
Now, Drunk on a Monday is a very popular song amongst the group. Nobody else had that as the first pick.
We were
well,
going to do
somebody
Drunk
did.
on a Thursday, but
Yeah.
we thought these guys took it. So we had to change it to Monday.
No, we're listening. Believe me, we're going to just change that one
All
word.
right.
It's ours now.
Okay, this one's in C for everybody that's playing along at home, I guess. Ready? I'm drunk on a Monday, I'm thinking of you. There's ghosts in the living room, and they're drinking too. And I don't know why we all still drink to you. get too low if you don't get too high. But I get so restless when I'm just getting by. Well, that's why I love you till the day that I die. Oh, when you're loving somebody who don't even know what that means, then leaning on lessons is better than leaning on dreams. Saturday night and I'm dry as a bone. I've been like this all weekend in case you come home. Or maybe I'm tired of drinking alone.
Hell yeah.
Another one.
It's got a groove.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you guys got any dates coming up?
Yeah, May 5th in Hamilton at This Ain't Hollywood.
It's in Hollywood.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's a good bar.
James. It's on James, right?
Yeah.
James,
James
and Barton.
North,
James and Barton, kind of.
Sorry, when is that again?
May 5th.
Cinco
May
de
5th.
Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo in Hamilton, yeah.
Oh,
With
that'll be
Roadways, a great band from Niagara.
Yeah, they're doing a CD release, and yeah, we hooked up with them and looking forward to it. It's a
That'll be great.
Good bar to play in.
But you guys have other dates in the summer, right?
Yeah, we got some festival stuff.
Come Together Fest and another festival in June. I don't know. My memory's shot. You know.
Here and there. Yeah, we did a lot last year. We're not doing as much this year.
Can you get your dates on your online or something?
Yep.
Probably.
Facebook
The
or
website.
Probably.
It needs to be updated with a couple of things, but yeah, visit the website.
Dieseldog.
Dieseldog.ca.
Or just call Doug. We'll give you his number
You
at the end
call
of the show.
me.
Just-
I'll just tell you.
if anybody wants.
I don't even know those.
Give you
So
his
I'm an unreliable source.
Just text him.
Yeah, well, 'cause
He won't text you back, but
No, I don't like to do that.
we always forget to do plugs. I actually have something to plug for once, actually.
Here we go.
If you're in London, Ontario, and you want to see the comedy stylings of Pete Van Dyke,
Yes. Yeah.
you have a lot of opportunities this weekend. Please go Saturday to Yuck Yucks. I'll be doing 2 shows. I'm doing a guest spots at Yuck Yucks in London, and I will be doing Poacher's Arms for the 4th anniversary show, which is all the people I started with.
Cool.
That are going to be going back to where we started to do the 4th anniversary show. Jason Allen and Tyler Shazma and Doug Koning and
The
a bunch of guys
boys.
that are from the show.
The
yeah,
crew.
yeah, all the
Sweet.
guys that started in
That's awesome.
in London with me. So we're doing the 4th anniversary show Monday at Poacher's Arms in London. So if you're in London and you want to come to a comedy show, you got a couple opportunities to do so, and should be pretty good shows. The headliners are pretty good at the Yuck Yucks this weekend too. So I'm excited to be on that show.
Sweet.
So.
Y'all moving on? No.
Well,
Is
I
it
don't
going to be meat trays?
I don't
The
know.
show, maybe?
No, there's generally not meat trays at Yuck Yucks.
supplied by, where do you work?
Not by me.
Norpac?
Yeah.
The beef people.
There is,
Not where.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what he's doing is
Nailed it.
he's leading
He's got
us.
the power.
He's leading us right into a segment we call. I can't believe he's got the power.
He's got the power over there.
It is unbelievable that he has that power. I thought that was mine
I
alone.
liked it.
But we won't get him to try feedback. We got feedback yet because we have a segment that we call feedback. We got feedback.
got feedback. It's feedback.
Here comes an F.
It's motherfucking feedback. Yeah.
That's it for feedback.
Motherfucking feedback.
I like the
All right.
There we go.
have the power.
Yeah, Michael's always had it. Let's give it a try.
Feedback.
I can't believe it.
Shared power.
First time through, I thought this was mine alone. Now I feel less powerful all of a sudden. I really do feel disappointed. But this week's feedback, we got feedback, is brought to you by our friends at Amazon. If you'd like to go to our webpage, go to livefromdutchhall.com and click on our Amazon banner. And if you can't see the Amazon banner, it's because you have your ad blockers on. Just shut them off for the time being and then do your shopping. And then some of that money's going to come back and help the show. Thank you and then that money goes to put into the shit that makes our show
Cool shit.
better and fresh. It makes me frustrated apparently.
Yeah. Like
But I
more-
figured
a
out,
little
to be
bit.
honest, I figured out tons of problems this week, but
I
I just got a whole bunch of new ones, and I didn't expect them to come. But also, I'd like to thank CleanFlow. But CleanFlow, you know how modest they are? They say to us every week, they say, don't worry about CleanFlow.
But we love clean flow.
What you got to do is you got to promote Van Dyke Party Services because Van Dyke Party Services is the next big thing, you know. And CleanFlow is just the primary sponsor of Van Dyke Party Services. And you're saying Van Dyke Party Services, what is that?
I am.
Oh my god.
What is that? What is that? Van Dyke Party Services.
Yeah, you haven't heard of it?
I've never heard of
No, I'm
Oh.
curious to find out.
What's
right now.
what's coming up? Maybe May crowning, just around the corner. You ever go to a May crowning ceremony at your local church? You bring some nice lilacs off the bush out front of your house. You
Nice.
bring it into the church amongst people that are allergic and such. Cause all kinds of havoc. But the Mother Mary or whatever, she with her grace, she solves all their hay fever or whatever causes them problems. You know, and that's May crowning, but it's boring as shit, right? You ever go to May crowning with Van Dyke Party Services? Your whole life's going to change. Because I'll tell you what's going to happen. You send us an email at livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com. We'll send you between 5 and 29 Van Dyke first cousins in bright yellow jackets. And I guarantee you, you're going to have the time of your life. And all it's going to cost you is $100 of cold hard cash, plus all of our expenses, which will be dear.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it is not cheap. But you're going to have the time of your life, and if you're not 100% satisfied, we're going to return that $100. But those expenses have run through our bodies and potentially yours. Van Dyke Party Services,
Don't live your life in regret.
brought to you by CleanFlow. So far, 1 gig booked, and 100% satisfied.
Nailed it.
Did you get some feedback on that?
Sweet.
He's abusing his power now. I would hope. I would hope it would stop working, but it seems to be getting more strong. As he gets confident, then the
Force is strong. In
I am.
Shut him down.
I have to
Shut him
somehow.
down now.
I have to do a power move. I have to do a power move. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna have to do something drastic. So, who else did that? Oh, Yarmy Electric.
Oh, our
I
good
have
old
to
friend.
bring up Yarmy Electric because you know what? To be honest with you, I need Derek to finish my basement. and if Derek doesn't, if you old ladies at home are sitting there bitching about your flickering lights and your sparking toaster and all that shit, my cousin Derek's got bigger fish to fry. I'm telling you that. He's a busy man. He likes to do a little bit of hydro work. He likes to plant deep into his wife. He likes to raise children. He likes to put out fires. Give the guy a fucking break.
He needs
right?
a rest.
He needs a rest. He doesn't need your fucking problems. He's already got my basement to do. Yarmy Electric, if we don't get right the first time, we'll get it right the second time. And if we don't get right the second time,
You'll fuck yourself.
yes. Thank you, Paul.
Play with a technical lead.
I love Paul's new voice. It's from the.
I think he's in another room.
It's, yeah, it's like we put him in the fringes where he belongs. All right, that's it for sponsors. So now we just have to get to feedback. Every week we ask our listeners to go on social media or livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com, send us an email, or go on YouTube or whatever you got to do.
The whole internet.
The whole internet. Just give us a message. And this week we got some feedback.
Oh, did we?
I was reaching for my beer. You fucked me on that.
You know who?
It happens.
You know who reached out to us? I don't know if you remember last week we brought up on the show that Dave and I are going to a Shaky Knees Festival in Atlanta, and excuse me, Dave reached out to super fans of our show from that live in Tennessee and I believe one of the Carolinas, North Carolina, North or South, one of them. She lives in one of the, I think North Carolina.
I guess North Carolina.
Right.
Yep.
He reaches out to these two super fans of our show and tells them, hey, we're going to be in Atlanta. Come to the show with us. Then they get us a hotel. And now we're in the hotel with these two girls who are super fans of our show who happen to be in the age of girls that would actually consider fucking
The
us.
age of fuckability.
Right. And me and Dave are both like married men. Like very married. Like above our heads married.
Kids deep married.
Like I don't live in this house if I'm not married to my wife. I live in a hole in the ground covered by leaves. You know, I'm not. I cannot fuck this up. Charters. And he goes out and he like anyways. So one of these two girls gives us a piece of feedback after she listens to my concerns. And this is all she says.
Get on it, dude.
She says, this show cracks me up. And then she gives a face of confusion.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It cracks me up, eh?
Just a short little tidbit.
Yeah. I'm more confused now. I'm more worried. There's too many unanswered questions. She should have said, don't worry, Pete. I will not try to fuck you no matter what. You know, if she said that, it makes me happy because I know I'm not. But if she says in any way, shape, or form she's going to get a certain amount of drunk and grab my dick and I'm fucked. My whole life's ruined. Charters knows that. You know what he tells? I say to him, Charters, did you talk to your wife about this? And he goes, no. I said, maybe you should talk to your wife about it. You know, my cousin that you married.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, because you're doing this bullshit. And he goes and tells her and asks her, you know what she says? Don't let those girls get their claws in you. That was her message.
Wow.
back.
Oh,
whoa.
Her claws in you. That's all she says.
Ooh, wowie wooey.
Yeah. So she thinks that Charters knows how to play defense against women. Right? Come on. That guy's never, like, he's so horrible to look at. Like, no women throw themselves at him. If all of a sudden, through the notoriety of this program, Charters through the miracle of God gets a woman that's interested in his naked disgrace of a red, hairy, stout Polish body. Looks like a hairy pierogi that's been rolled in dryer lint. That's what he does look like. He's 90% pierogi, I think. Eh? Anyways, let's make we got another song to get to, so let's just go to our good friend. She's there. She's there every week.
There's a fake out.
She's the cheese lady.
Oh, the
and
cheese lady.
the cheese lady, she doesn't miss a week. She's back again. She's got something to say.
We better check in on her.
Yeah.
There we go, boys. 1, 2, 3. Chicken on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady. Chicken on the cheese lady, always on the run. Chicken on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady. Chicken on the cheese lady, she's always having fun. Yeah, we're chicken on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady. Chicken on the cheese lady, always on the run. Chicken on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady. Chicken on the cheese lady, always having fun. She's not looking at Charter's bum either.
No, she's not, and she finds it gross, she said. So Teresa at the Second Mouse in Delhi, she sends a message on Podbean, and it says this. She goes, #listening in Delhi because you guys do a whole lot of nothing, and it's refreshing to hear real people without a corrupt agenda.
Nice.
I have never not finished an episode. My feedback to why I listen.
Never not finished an episode.
Even her saying feedback in feedback. which I thought was just because it came through my voice, but it's not. It's just the word works.
She also has it.
I have no power at all. That's it. That's it for this week's feedback. We
Hey.
got.
Well done, boys.
If you'd like to provide us tell us what you think of the show, go to lifeinthedutchhall@gmail.com, or you can go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Foursquare, MySpace. No, I don't have any of those. You know what I mean? Find it. You'll find it.
It's out there.
Foursquare.
The ether.
Does Foursquare exist?
It's like a kids show, I think.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
It's a kids show.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Remember High Five?
No.
No. You should remember High Five. You have the same age kids as mine.
Is it a show?
Yeah, it was a show, and two of the chicks were hot on it.
That's why you remember. That's
Yeah.
the only reason.
Hey, you remember that clown that did the stretches like a clock?
Oh yeah.
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 Lunette, right? Lunette. She was flexible. You don't
Nailed it.
remember Lunette?
You
She's
nailed it,
super
Will.
hot, man.
I missed that one.
Yeah.
Big comfy couch. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you?
Sure was.
I remember my physics teacher said his sister was the lady on Romper Room that looked through the mirror at you.
Oh yeah.
Like
Romper
the-
room. Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Doobie.
Yeah. The bee's name was Doobie, right?
Doobie.
That's right.
Yeah.
Was that the same as like Pokeroo, where one of the people just put the costume on?
Yeah.
You think it was?
I don't know.
A buddy, I went to school with a guy.
Pokeroo was always the gay guy. The gay guy left, and then he dressed up like Pokeroo.
That's right.
There was always one gay guy on Polka Dot Door, right? Even as a kid, you knew the one guy. That black guy was definitely gay. Come on. You remember Polka Dot Door? I remember too much of my childhood. I don't remember what I fucking did
Polka
2
dot
minutes ago.
door, the polka dot door.
You remember Polka Dot? Is that Canadian?
Oh yeah.
Let's whatever the polka dot door. Yeah. The polka dot door.
Yeah, Polka
It's
Dot Door.
Canadian. Yeah, it's
It's
Canadian.
Canadian.
show.
Like, I'm
And
outta
we had a
here.
lot of good kid shows in Canada, right? We had like Polka Dot Door. Mr. Dress Up, was he Canadian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. I used to love that show.
Raffy's ours.
Raffy's
Really? Raffy's Canadian?
Yeah.
Fucking right.
A lot of Christmases with Raffy.
right.
Sharon Lois and Bram, was that Canadian?
Probably. It's all fucking Canadian. All those guys.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, how about the Horrible House of Frankenstein? That's
Yeah,
definitely
exactly.
Canadian, and that was
Exactly.
awesome.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Was it
Hilarious.
Hilarious House? Oh, Hilarious House of Frankenstein. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that show.
Billy Van.
Billy
he was like
Van.
everybody
Yeah.
on that show. Yeah. That was awesome. That
Yeah.
show.
Sure was.
And it was made in Hamilton.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what else? That's a lot of kid shows, anyways. I'm just telling you.
I think
And-
Mr. Rogers was American, though, right? That
Yeah.
was the.
Yeah. PBS.
Yeah.
And then what's the name of that fucking Caillou? He's not Canadian, is he?
Oh yeah, I think Caillou's Canadian. Yeah.
Sounds French.
I hate that little bastard. He's
What?
annoying.
I don't understand why Charlie Brown and Caillou are bald at such a young age. Like they don't.
Because they're
they don't-
stressed out about everything. Charlie Brown, he's all fucking stressed out.
Yeah,
Caillou's a little bitch.
it's true.
I
He's
hate
a
that
ner-
kid.
he's a
I
bit
hate
neurotic.
that kid. He's always whining about something.
Sure
Every fucking time.
Yeah, and they don't teach you at the end of the show. Stop
No.
whining, you little bitch.
No,
you
the,
don't.
the moral of the story is whine to your parents every
Yeah.
time about something. I fucking
Right.
hate it.
I think you should go song 3.
Song 3.
I agree. Song 3.
Yes. Song 3. What are we gonna pick this one?
All right. What are we doing?
Want to do
Ryan's
the Hornsby
pick.
tune?
No, it's your pick.
How
All
come
four
you
hands?
got a list?
All four hands. Yeah.
All four hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All four hands.
Yeah. We'll just do it.
Just do it.
Do it. It's our motto.
And the lies we tell, they all come true. Them stormy fables grew and grew around our hearts and stuck like glue till the red it turned to blue. It was fun at first, just like a game. But a road's a road by any name. Farther down it starts to rain, till light and dark become the same. And the full moon rises like a flood. Horses stumble in the mud. Time it marches with a thud. All four hands are stained in blood. Stars, they will shine down on you. No, you can't hide from the things you do. And the lies you tell, they all come true. When the day and dark turn to blue. And the full moon rises like a flood. Horses stumble in the mud. Time it marches like a thud. All four hands are stained in blood.
That's my favorite one so far.
That's a good one.
I could listen to it when I was trying
It's a
to
nice
keep
one.
it. Yeah.
It's got momentum.
I like it's got the old like gunslinger kind of
Yeah,
vibe
it
to
is kind of like that old timey. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Really. Oh shit.
Song 4.
What? That was song 4?
No, that was
Three.
Song 3.
Oh no, it was the opening was 1, 2, right? So 4 of 6, but 3 of 5.
Yeah, you're right. 3 of 5, 4 of 6.
We're not sure what's going to happen yet.
Oh, yeah. Because we're going for the record is 6. Have you broken the record already? It might be already broken. Because that was 4, right?
Yeah, that might
Technically
be broken.
4.
I think 4
That's
is
broken,
Yeah,
right?
we already broke the record.
So now this is like
Celebration.
uncharted air into the next territory.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys do you have real jobs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this like you don't just
That's what
sound-
keeps it fun, right? Because we're not like chained to it.
right. It becomes something you look forward to getting to rather than it
Exactly.
being the work, right?
Yeah.
So it always ends up being fresh for you.
Exactly.
It's like,
got it.
but it still takes a lot of time, like even just to get as good as you are and to.
Well, when you know you get a certain payoff if you spend enough hours practicing. Then I mean, we're sure of that at this point. So we just know that we put the time in. It's gonna improve
Right,
what we're
right.
doing. So there's no risk involved in that. So
Right.
yeah.
So you guys, do you guys feel like in the time that you started versus now that like what's been the biggest change as far as what you've learned like doing this stuff?
Well, you just get better, less green.
Like just in performance, like as far
Yeah.
as dealing with the crowd.
I think
sure,
it's just
yeah.
being more relaxed.
Yeah,
I think is
yeah.
really what it comes down to, because less is more. And if you're relaxed, you can pick and choose. You can come and go. You don't feel like you're strapped into it. You know.
Right,
and
right.
So yeah, it's you just less green.
Yeah.
For sure.
So like it's like people can probably pick up on the tension when you're new and
Yeah.
and you're unsure of yourself.
Tension
you know?
could be
And that-
good.
yeah, that can
musically,
be a
though.
really good thing, for
Tension
sure.
could be good. So you don't want to be too loose. I mean, you still have to like learn to like dig in
Right,
and
right.
find some inspiration instead of just kind of. But there's a fine line. You're right. There's people want to hear tension, but they want to hear.
They want to know you got it covered.
They
want
want
to
to know
still
you
know
can
their
do both.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to know you can just kick back or grab onto it and dig into it.
Tension
at any
and
time.
confidence, right?
yeah. You
It's
got to
like,
have
it's
enough.
like sports.
Yeah.
Like that's what you want to see in a good game. You want to see tension
Yeah.
and confidence. You want to see people sort of pushing themselves to the line, but not faltering or going over
Yeah.
the line, right? But right to
Right
the
to
line.
the edge.
Yeah,
Right to
yeah.
the
That's
edge.
good. That's
It's
good
like
entertainment.
jazz,
Period.
Like jazz or anything, any
Yeah. Well,
art,
Jack,
art form like that. It's
Jack
right
White
to the
always
edge.
Jack White always says he's like puts his picks really far away if he drops one, so he's got to go back and get it. You know, so
Create
it's
tension.
hard. And like he makes
On
sure
purpose.
everything's like a long distance for him to do. Yeah, so he creates that like difficulty so
It's
that it.
interesting.
And that's why he played for the whole time he played with the White Stripes. He played with the Sears Roebuck like plastic guitar. It was that wouldn't stay in tune, you know. But he did the 5 albums with it. So like that, but all those things were just to create that.
But if
and
you
in
create the struggle, then you're in control of what the struggle is.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. And I kind of see that even in comedy. You know, like you don't want to know you're going out there with your like set list. You know, where you can do a joke. And you're gonna like it's better to see like, okay, the crowd like that one, so I'll go into that type of joke.
Definitely.
And then the crowd didn't like that, so I'll stay away from that and change gears or whatever. You know.
Yeah, we do that constantly.
Yeah, but you're grooving.
Don't
at
pick
that
a
point,
set list.
You know, don't pick. Exactly.
We
Go
very
with
rarely
the
do.
crowd.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll get on stage, and lots of times that
Read
means
the
like
vibe.
we're like, what do we play next? And there's like sort of a minute like where we don't know what the heck we're doing, or whatever. That happens, but mostly
worth
we
it.
go on stage with just the songs up here, and they're like, hey, what do you want to play next? Like, and it's the same thing based on the crowd. Like, we're gonna do something more up tempo now, or maybe we should pull it back, or whatever.
Yeah. And that ends up being when it's better because it's like you have that relationship. It's like symbiotic between you and the audience. You know, like
well, you're paying attention to the connection with what the crowd vibe is. So once you start tuning into that and paying attention to it, then you're going to give them. You're more likely to give them what they're looking for.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, you are kind of shooting in the dark a little bit, but I mean, you just try it for a while and it ends up working after a while. You can read.
It sure has more chance of working than just.
Then not paying attention.
Not paying attention to
doing
them.
your own thing and just being like.
Yeah, then you get to be background noise for them. Maybe maybe that works for them because they're looking for that, but you know, it's not nearly as much fun.
No,
you know,
no.
Is when you can connect with them. We're gonna go into the next song.
Song 5.
Song 5.
Is this song 5? It's song 5. This brings us. To you, John. Or did I get?
Close. Doug. It's Doug.
Doug.
Johnny's over there.
Johnny's over here.
Johnny's
Johnny's over here.
Can we get a shot of Johnny? Can we?
I
mean, you said his name.
Sorry, I don't know if we can get Johnny.
Okay,
well. I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. Ready? Johnny.
There's Johnny.
There he
That's
is.
There
Johnny.
is,
Johnny.
There he is. Yeah, Johnny, you're on there.
Johnny on the spot.
Johnny, we put him on the spot, you know, just like that.
Nice.
Sorry, Doug. Doug, you.
No worries, Paul. I mean, Pete.
Well played.
Well played. Yes, excellent. Good job.
Yeah, good to get some feedback on that.
Wow.
Sweet.
Getting sharper.
Anyhow,
tight.
so yeah, that's the next tune. Is that what you're?
Yeah. What are you picking?
Okay. I'm gonna pick the cover, I guess. It's a Bruce Hornsby song. Yeah.
Do it.
Bruce Hornsby. I'm trying to guess. In the rain.
In the range.
In the range.
But I don't know.
This isn't the range. Fuck the range.
I think
right?
it's after the range.
Oh, yeah,
fuck
way
the
after,
range,
yeah.
right? Mandolin Rain, fuck you. You know? No, I'm joking. I love Bruce Hornsby, but this is after the range and all that, the way it was and all that stuff. So. One, two, three. She walked into town in a long white gown, and the band played on with no one around, and the rice was gone 4 hours ago, and the white wheel limousine was standing alone. Well, they met at the club where the jasmine glowed, where the wine did flow. He moved so slow. Finally one night, as the wind stood still, well, he got up the nerve and she said, I will. Well, she walked into town in long white gown, and the band played on with no one around. And the rice was gone 4 hours ago, and the white wheel limousine was standing screech on the cobblestone. It was heard in the bushes, well, a moan and a groan. She walked into town in a long white gown, and the band played on, but no one around. And the rice was gone 4 hours ago, and the white wheel limousine standing alone. She didn't want to think she lived a lie. There was always talk of a wandering eye. Walked to the club, she looked all around. To the fair-minded men, not to wander aloud. She walked into town in a long white gown, and the band played on with no one around. And the rice was gone 4 hours ago, and the white wheel limousine standing alone. And the father of the bride is drinking so slow.
Awesome, John.
Yeah.
So, Doug, I was wondering if you could you pass that microphone to Willow for a second? I just have a couple questions to ask of him. Willow, you are the youngest member of this group, as
Yep.
you said. Like
By a
you,
few years.
You were born around the time the group formed, right?
Yep.
So you have to have a different perspective of these guys than everybody else, right?
Yeah.
Like you must look.
I haven't had as many years of resentment yet, I guess. That's a good
But
way
you
to
would,
put it.
you would have been a little kid and seen these fellas, you know, hanging around your house, right?
Yeah.
And you would have looked at them like elders,
Nuisances.
you know? Nuisances.
Dad's stoner friends.
But now you're like playing in a band with them, like, and you're seeing them as peers. So, like, how has it been? Like, how has it changed for you? Like,
I'm lucky. I'm definitely grateful because I learned to play mostly kind of getting thrown to the wolves because these guys were already really established, and there's a lot of people that take the band seriously, more seriously than we probably do. Most of our fans do, and so me stepping in there, I never wanted to be like Donna from the Dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all the old heads are like, "Fuck, turn fucking Donna down." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but it's now when I
So,
do
if anything, you probably had more respect for it.
Yeah.
Being like growing up,
Yeah.
watching them perform and seeing how hard they worked and stuff like that.
Sure,
Yeah.
and it's yeah.
He did stuff. He did stuff.
Well, you don't just figure this stuff out overnight. Like, you still must. There's still a lot of time. If you added up all the time you guys spent playing together, I think you'd be pretty surprised. Yeah.
I'm sure well over 1,000 gigs, I'm sure.
It's just that you had too much fun to consider it work, you know?
Yeah.
But if people didn't like what they were doing, that would be work.
Hey, lots of times people, lots of times people didn't like what we were doing. Like, really.
Yeah.
We've been a lot of bad gigs.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's
a lot of good ones.
Those are the most fun to remember, though. You never talk about the good ones. You always talk about the nightmare gigs. Do you have one that comes to mind that keeps coming up in conversation?
Oh, I don't know. I can't even remember last week.
Oh yeah.
We played an Electronica Fest on the East Coast one time in Nova Scotia.
Oh, yeah, right.
That was pretty hilarious because nobody knew it. Everybody had like the furry, fuzzy headdresses on.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a headdress, so we weren't really invited to the party, but we were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a memorable one.
It's like definitely
drugs.
fish out of water, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
but you still got to perform, man. And that's the thing. Like with a hell gig, you get booked for it, and for some reason, as a performer, it never occurs to you just to say, "I'm not going to do it."
Fuck it.
Yeah, I'll just like go home.
Once
you
you're
know?
there, you drove all the way there. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, you're
Not
like
get paid and go home? Fuck you, right? Just play the gig.
Yeah, I'll just play the gig, and then I will just like go home and cry the whole way home because I feel so terrible with my life decisions. And then, but I could have just not done it, right?
Or drink.
Or drink, yeah. I don't cry actually. Those have been taken away when I was young. And my tear ducts. By my old man. Yeah, it was the right thing to do.
Good job.
It was the right thing
Willie.
to do.
Shut those down,
Yeah.
Willie.
Willie said, give him a circumcision and his tear ducts removed when he's a baby. And he's grow up to be a man with a beautiful penis.
Does he have a vagina? No?
No.
Take those tear ducts out
Take
then.
the tear. He won't eat them. He won't eat them. Anyways, I wanted to thank you guys for coming in. It was really a pleasure to meet you. I'm super impressed with how good you guys are, and I've watched you a bunch of times at local events, and I've always enjoyed the performance you guys have put on. So I'm really thrilled to have you guys in. If you guys want to check out Diesel Dog, go and look them up at dieseldog.ca and go find out where they're playing and go out and see them. You're gonna have a great time, I guarantee it. And before we go and play the last song that Willow's gonna choose, I want to talk to my cousin Michael Bowe on his birthday. And I want to say, Michael, you had not only a birthday, but this is a big week for you, because you, as you know, our home club, like our hometown,
Yeah.
like where our grandparents were birthed,
We're going back to the roots here.
our roots.
I like where you're going to the roots.
We're going right to the Reds.
Roots?
Yeah, and it's our home club football, PSV Eindhoven, right?
Yeah.
They won the big game
Yeah.
against our arch rivals, the
Sure.
dirty
Ajax Amsterdam.
Ajax Amsterdam.
The fancy boys.
Right. And you have some sort of device
Yeah, I
hooked up
do.
on your television where you can watch all these games as though you live in Brabant.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I was talking to my sweet Kelly's. It's her cousin's husband, and he's a big Ajax fan.
Yeah.
And he's I think we're texting back and forth, and he's saying, "Are you watching the big game?" So this is to win basically the Dutch Stanley Cup of soccer.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Amongst because nobody gives a shit about soccer except for me here. What I've realized.
Yeah.
And it was unbelievable. I flip on this channel that I have on my Android box now. I can watch anything across the world, and it's Ajax Amsterdam versus PSV, which is Eindhoven.
Yeah.
The two big teams, and our team PSV prevails. The workers
Yeah.
versus the pretty boys, basically, is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it was.
It's like the city people versus the country people.
That's
kinda.
exactly what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, and like the Ajax fans were so upset after the game, they drove the bus back to Amsterdam, and their own fans attacked their own bus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is what city people do to themselves. But the story really is of this whole thing is as I'm watching this game, I'm like, unbelievable. Our team wins 3-0. We're super pumped. I probably got family in the stands. It's a Phillips Stadium, tiny little stadium. I don't know how many people. Maybe.
I was there.
Yeah. What would you say? Like 30,000? Would
It's-
it be more than that?
I don't know. It looked huge to me when I was there, but I don't know. I can't even guess.
It's like the we think our Van Dyke family's big, but
Yeah, but they
they're all in this stadium. So they win this game. The game's over, and I'm watching it on TV. And I've never been to an English or a European football game. I've been to an MLS game, and I've been to an NFL football game. And most people around here have, and they usually cut you off at halftime for drinking.
yeah.
But in our area where we're from, in Brabant,
Yeah.
that is nay.
Nay.
They have just won the championship. It's 10 minutes after the game. They're showing a picture from like the stands, and all I see is people smoking cigarettes and guys getting trays of beers, bringing them up to the game is over. This is after the game.
Yeah, the games will
And they are carrying, I see a guy carrying like 8 beers up to his buddies, and they're all celebrating. Like, nobody's fighting in the stands. Nobody has left either.
Yeah.
Everybody is still there. The whole stadium's packed. And I'm like, this is this is where I'm from.
Yeah, because in Holland, the rest of Holland, if Ajax won, that doesn't happen.
Oh no.
Because
The
there's
noses are a little.
they're tight ass, right? But the one part in Holland where our family's from are the drunk part of Holland.
Yeah,
We
we're
have
the
a
Irish of Holland.
Yeah, we're the Irish of Holland. Yeah, we're the drunk part of Holland.
Couldn't believe. I'm like, this is. I need to do. It's a total bucket list for me.
Yeah.
But they're like, I don't know if that happens every game or it's just because they won the championship. But like, here's a platter of beer going up in the stands, and everybody's.
Seems like a trip, Michael.
The greatest time ever.
Yeah,
I need to go to my homeland.
Let's go home.
Let's go to our real homeland.
Let's go where our roots. It sounds like.
And that's what you're talking about, stereotypes, and that's.
Yeah, we're the best drinking.
Apparently,
Dutch
we're good
people.
at smoking and drinking.
And Brabant.
And soccer.
I'm proud of it. Hey, PSV, great, good job.
Yeah, hup hup.
Hup hup.
Thanks for Diesel Dog for coming in.
And everybody, happy birthday to Michael Bowe.
We're gonna celebrate with my Homelanders tonight.
Everybody, Michael Bowe is. We're so happy to have you. Happy birthday to you. Happy. Hope you have a good one. Diesel Dog, I love having you in here. Willow, what's going to be our last song to play us out?
Play us out, boys.
We're going to do Only You Can Do.
Only You Can Do. So everybody, before we play us out, if you'd like to, make sure you tell a friend. Go out and watch some live music or support your live comedy. And
Do it. Get out
give
there.
us some feedback. Other than that, we will.
Me on that one. Fucking.
Other than that, we will see you, NT. See you next Thursday. Hit it, boys.
Today I watched a candle burning. It burned out, and the thought of you gave me the kind of feeling like only you could do. Like only you could do, my friend. Like only you could ever do. You gave me the kind of feeling like only you could do. There were never any kind of tears that fell on the sky we painted blue. You gave me the poet's emotions like no other girl could do. Like no other girl could do, my friend. Like no other girl could ever do. You gave me poet's emotions like only you could do. I remember a story that you once told me, and I was wondering if it was true. Would your days and nights be empty if I wasn't there for you? Like only you could do, my friend. Like only you could ever do. You gave me the kind of feeling like only you could do.
Diesel Dog, everybody.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it was awesome fun. Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
guys.
man. I got to get me a show.
Get a shed and get a show.
Get a shed, get a show.
Gosh.
That's it. We're out, eh?